So just to reiterate, Afghanistan have won the toss and they decided to field. All smiles for Afghanistan. Afghanistan getting ready to go out onto the ground. Already out there is Aleem Dar. Here are the teams then. Nepal unchanged from their last outing. That was the defeat at the hands of Bangladesh. So a day game, and they'll be looking to utilise their spinners. Shakti Gauchin, Basant Rejmi and Paras Khadka. Afghanistan, 3 changes for them. Out go Najib Tarakai, Gulbuddin Naib and Hamza Hotak, the left-arm spinner. Back into the side come Nawaz Mangal and Karim Sadiq, who were left out in the previous game. And it's a first game in this tournament for the Seema Mirwais Ashraf. Always you feel the key for Nepal is getting runs on the board. Can they do that? They didn't get enough in their last match against Bangladesh. Just 126 they managed, but in their opening encounter 149 for 8, and that proved more than enough to be victorious against Hong Kong. They won by 80 runs, so it's a crucial first period of play. You fancy this. Can Nepal get off to some sort of start? And if they can, and then if they can post a decent score, their spinners will very much keep them in contention. Atta Ali Khan is alongside me. Atta, this has all the makings of a very, very interesting encounter.
Yeah, I reckon they will be facing up against some quality attack, knowing that Afghanistan bowling have certainly impressed quite a few of us. Will be a good tester for these youngsters right at the top of the order. Yes, they need to get a good start. I think that is very important. And it's a pitch that you need to spend just a little bit time to make sure that you get used to the conditions. We'll all be expecting the fireworks, but it's important that they get a good start in, and the one that gets set goes on. He'll be a difficult customer. Shapu Zadran, left arm seamer, can get that extra bounce, especially on these kind of surfaces. Will be bowling from the pavilion, and it's been very impressive.
Particularly impressive with the first ball of the last match against Hong Kong. He removed Irfan Ahmed with that first delivery, and that was a dream start as far as Afghanistan were concerned. Shapur Zadran in that last match, 4 overs, 2 for 27. Shibash Korkarel, he's going to be the man who will take strike. It's the old firm, if you like, for Nepal here. The same openers for all 3 matches. Sagapun at the non-strikers end. In the last match, they put together a stand of 19. And in the opening encounter against Hong Kong, they shared a partnership of 36 for the first wicket. Time now then for the countdown ahead of the first ball of action. Aleem Dar says, let's play. Stifled shout for LBW. Sounded as though there was a little bit of an edge on that one. Aleem Dar, the umpire at the bowler's end. Vastly experienced. Former ICC Umpire of the Year from Pakistan. Have another look at that LBW shout first up.
Yeah, he has the ability to bring the ball back into the right hand, and look at that bounce.
S. Ravi, the other umpire with us, he's at square leg from India. Playing a little bit away from his body there, Korkarel, but he'll pick up the single. And Nepal off the mark.
Yeah, big game for Afghanistan as well. Looking forward to win it convincingly and get them some sort of chance to go to the Super 10s. And they've made 3 changes. I'd like to see Mirwais Ashraf who's come in as a seamer.
Yeah, we saw him field that ball down at third man. Here he is, Mirvez Ashraf. First game of the tournament. Played in the Asia Cup, though. Just the solitary slip in, first up for Afghanistan. Then 4 fielders inside the ring on the offside, 2 on the on. The only fielders outside the ring in the first 6 overs, just 2 of them allowed, down at long leg and third man. Short, slashed over backward point. Saga Pun off the mark. Just a single. Good work from Mirvez Ashraf getting round there at third man.
Yeah, not afraid to throw their bats around. The opening batsman from the Nepal team. Good support. And there is a university where a lot of students have come to study. That's why we see fans coming to support the Nepal team and also Afghanistan. Brilliant.
Squeezed backward of square on the offside. Mirvez Ashraf, a busy boy in this first over. Ball angled across the right-handers by Shapur Zadran. He does move the ball back into the right-hander off the seam. Very rarely do you see him swing the ball back in.
They've already played here before on this sort of a surface, the same strip that was used earlier. And he picked up 2 for 27 out of the 4 overs that he bowled. He should get used to these conditions.
The end of a very good first over there from Shapur Zadran. 3 without loss, Nepal. Afghanistan fans here, enjoying themselves, hoping for victory today. Two teams, Nepal unchanged throughout this tournament. They've had a settled side. Afghanistan, 3 changes for them today. Incoming former captain Naraz Mangal, Karim Sadiq and Mirvez Ashraf. 3 changes for them. Najib Tarakai, who opened the batting against Hong Kong in the last match. Gulbuddin Naib, the all-rounder, and the left-arm spin of Hamza Hotak missing out today. Paul fans making their feelings clear. Here's Daulat Zadran. Good aggressive running by Corcorel. It's really good cricket. Coming back for the second there. Leg buys.
Very good running between the wickets. Mentioned about that they would like to pick up a few quick runs down the leg side. And look at the first run, realizing that he had to come across from the pitch, away from the pitch. Did manage to bring and then pick up that second run quite easily. Drifting down the leg side. Need to pitch it on the business areas. Somewhere on the off-stump line, that's what Daulat Zadran needs to pitch.
More like it. Daulat Zadran, remember, generated a fair amount of pace in that last match against Hong Kong. He smashed Mark Chapman in the helmet. That was 142 kilometres an hour. Seriously quick, Daulat Zadran. Was the outstanding bowler for Afghanistan in their qualifying campaign for the 2012 ICC World 2020. He was bowling from the other end when he slammed that short ball into Mark Chapman's helmet. Chapman just coming down the pitch and regretting it. It was a seriously quick delivery and it required a change of helmet. Thank goodness for helmets. Bang. Smashed into the visor. Gave it a serious dent. The shoulder of the bat down to third man. And Atta, that confirms what you were talking about on your pitch report and indeed before the match. A little bit of extra bounce there for the seamers.
Yeah, what can happen once a bowler sees that there is an extra bounce available? If you look at the one, they just tend to pitch a little bit too short. Look at that. The overall length this tournament has been on a shorter side. So they just need to bowl, I think, the good length areas where the ball can get some extra bounce and get the batsman in some kind of trouble. If you keep pitching it short, then the batsman will be on the back foot all the time, expecting a short one. Much better there on that occasion from Daulat Zadran. Yes, you mentioned about the pace that he has bowled, but if he gets the ball to move a bit off the pitch, then this certainly creates some problem for the batsman. As a bowler, initially you need to bowl and make sure you get into a good rhythm by bowling stump to stump and see whether the ball can do a bit, because if the ball is moving, it can only move once the ball is pitched up to the batsman.
Slashed over backward point, and it'll go for 4. First boundary of the innings, and it goes to Sagapun. It's the end of the over, 7 from it, 10 without loss.
That was too full, a little bit too full. Chancing his arms upish over the fielder on the offside. And the first boundary comes for the Nepal team.
Nepal, Gyanendra Malla to come in next. Very wristy player. Then Paris Khadka. Absolutely outstanding with the bat so far. The Nepal captain. Vinod Bandari, Sharad Vasorka. The engine room of the Nepal batting lineup.
Just looking at that scorecard, the men to come to follow, I would expect the captain, because the one he's looked in really good form, and you don't have too many overs to play around with. Yes, they were already in the third over. I would like the captain to come at number 3, so he can bat a little bit, few more overs. He's been a terrific touch. Have to wait and see whether that decision is made.
Yes, Paris Khadka actually came out for the anthems with his pads on. He scored 41 in each of the 2 matches that have been played so far. Gyanendra Malla, remember, got 48 in that opening encounter against Hong Kong. Here are the strike rates, and Paris Khadka's strike rate certainly superior to Gyanendra Malla. Here is Khadka spinning the ball from hand to hand. These 2 sides, they know all about each other. They've played each other in the semi-final of the ICC World 2020 qualifier. That was in November in Abu Dhabi. Nepal batted first on that occasion as well. They were 90 for 8 and Afghanistan knocked the runs off very easily. 96 for 3. With 5 overs and 4 balls in hand. Played each other twice in the most recent Asian Cricket Council 2020 Cups as well, and victories there for Afghanistan on both occasions too. Nepal batting first on both those occasions as well. So it's a well-worn path that these 2 sides are treading at the moment. Nepal batting first, the key is, can they get enough runs on the board? Because they've got that spin attack. There's Paris Kadka, there's Shakti Gauchin, there's Basant Rejmi. If they've got those runs on the board, they can put some pressure on Afghanistan.
Yeah, they have to try and score in the range of 150, if not 160, to put some kind of pressure, because, mind you, Afghanistan has a very good top order. How well Mohammad Shahzad plays right at the top of the order.
The third man has been the busiest fielder in this match so far. Down there now is Najibullah Zadran. He's replaced Mirvaz Ashraf. He obviously decided Mirvaz was having to do too much running down there. Virtually everything has come off the face of the bat down there off Shapur Zadran. Again, an illustration of the fact that he's angling the ball across the right-hander.
Oh, very good over so far, just the 2 runs. He's getting his line and length in a pretty good area. That's the reason why the batsmen have not been able to free their arms.
Trying to free his arms there. Corkerell, oh goodness me, it's fallen safe. Mohammad Nabi completely misjudging it. Well, that looked as though it was going to be a very simple catch. There were 4 fielders inside the circle on the offside. None of them caught it. 13 without loss.
Yeah, the problem was when it went up in the air, it was Mohammad Nabi who thought that the fielder right next to him would have gone for it. That's why he just stopped in his tracks. Exactly that. Karim Sadiq, the fielder, that should have been taken. Just stopped right in the end.
Needed a call. So a lucky escape there for Subhash Corkerell. Complete breakdown in communication between Karim Sadiq and his captain Mohammad Nabi. Here is Nabi fielding that. Karim Sadiq is usually one of the more vociferous members of this side, but on this occasion he said nothing. Nabi was coming in, it was his catch really, but Karim Sadiq was moving towards him, and that's what Nowroz Mangal, the former skipper, thinks. Where was the call, he said. Those fans aren't too impressed, are they? Thumbs up for Karim Sadiq now, but it's a little bit like shutting the gate after the horse has bolted. It's a little bit too high for me, that. A scampered run. Was there any bat involved? Yes, there was. No signal from umpire S. Ravi, so there must have been an inside edge.
It just seems that the Nepali top order, the openers, have struggling with the bounce. A bit of an inside edge on that occasion. Would have gone down the leg side. It turns out to be a very big test for a team like Nepal, though, because you really don't get these kind of surfaces back in Nepal, because you've got to come in and practice. They've played a game here already. 2 before this. So they should get used to this condition, but they are in a bit of a bother here, I reckon, especially against the seamer.
See what the pulse question is. Which of these 2 teams has impressed you the more in this tournament? Afghanistan or Nepal? Nepal. Cast your vote. ICC-cricket.com. Let us know what you think. That's the pulse question. Oh, that's really well run. Terrific stuff by Subhash Corkerell, calling his partner through, backing up very well indeed. That's what they need to do, these players. If they can't hit boundaries, they need to rotate the strike.
Yeah, 4 runs in this over, all singles in each delivery. Now this is where he got a hit, just a couple of deliveries earlier. Short one into the ribs. And they just seem to be uncomfortable against the short pitch deliveries. A bit extra bounce also troubling the batsman.
No ball. Oh dear me. Dolat Zadran overstepping. And that will be a free hit.
And they are expecting a boundary of this delivery, the free hit. The fans are looking up to see them scoring a few boundaries. Look at that. Yeah, way out. That is a big no ball. There you go. Where does he try to hit it?
Field can't change, of course. Gone straight up in the air. This should be taken by Karim Sadiq. It is. But, of course, he can't be dismissed, so the batsmen just take a single.
Certainly had an opportunity to hit behind the square on the offside towards the third man area, because the third man was quite square. Instead of that, it just hit it in front. That's the problem for the batsman. Not getting used to these extra bounce that the seamers are extracting. Afghanistan will be quite happy.
Driven down towards mid-off, and the catch taken, Mohammed Nabi. Safe as houses, and the first wicket goes down. Sagapun looking to go over the top, but doesn't clear the fielder on the edge of the circle. The Sagapun, the first man dismissed for Nepal, out for 8, they're 19 for 1.
He already picked up 6 runs in that over. No need to hit up in the air. Always a danger that if you mistimes it, yes, it gets the splice of the bat, you will not be able to clear the infield. Soft dismissal. A poor shot in the end. But Daulat Zadran very happy to see the back of Sagapun. 19 for 1.
Gyanendra, the new batsman. That best score on the right-hand side of your screen was what he got in his opening encounter of this tournament against Hong Kong. These players know each other pretty well. And here's the end of Sagapun. He's been guilty a little bit in this tournament of not getting all that close to the ball when he tries to drive. Bat turning in his hand. And a simple catch for the captain. Mala, very wristy player. He's at the non-striker's end now, though. That was the last ball of the over. One thing we've noticed about Sagapun in this tournament is